I remember that first couple of days in rehab, all I could do was puke. My feet was coming up through my stomach and out of my mouth. I was convinced I was going to die. I was doing 100 units a day. Or every 2 hours, not a day, every 2 hours. I'm telling you, I was one sick puppy. I only stayed 8 days though. And I'm 5 years clean to this day now off the opiates. 11 off of alcohol, 17 off of cocaine and crack. I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. And because think about it, you don't know who you pissed off and who stepped on that bag before you got it. That includes meth. And that myth about you can't OD on meth, yeah, it's full of crap. Yes, you can, because it's not regular meth nowadays. It's not the dope that's made for men back in that, what's that dude with the little mustache? Hitler. The Hitler days. Yeah, it's not the same. They're putting Drano and all kinds of crap like that in it, in a horse tranquilizer, y'all. It's not even fentanyl anymore. It's a horse tranquilizer meant to knock horses out. Stronger than fentanyl ever thought about being. Little green. Please, I beg you. And if my children see this, Matthew, Miranda, Brittany's in heaven. That's Brittany right there. She died of 14 years old. She died of cancer. She's looking above me. Holly was found in a shed at Chase Fowler's house because her friends panicked and left her. Yeah, Chase, I know what happened. I did my own investigating. Even though y'all didn't come forward and tell what happened, I found out what happened. And it can happen to any of you, because your friends that are in that little circle that's using that says, oh yeah, okay brother, oh you're my bud. They're not your friends. They're not your brother. My daughter was beautiful. She was gorgeous, and these guys just flocked after her. They would be right behind her, just waiting. Just for any attention that she gave them. Oh, I love you, I love you. And guess what? They left her. They didn't love her that much, did they? They didn't even call 911. And that can be you. So think about it before you do anything. It just breaks my heart because I suffer from survivor's guilt. So many of my friends, I'll never forget that first day in rehab. I meant to start with that. I looked at all the people around me, and then I was puking and everything, and they finally got that under control. And then finally, about 3 days of puking, they got that medicine in me, that first day. So it started working. I had to stop throwing up. Then I was so weak. I couldn't even get out of bed. So then I was finally able to sip Gatorade but I remember going to that first group and I'm walking out and I was taking my first cigarette break. That's what it was. And I'm walking out and I'm looking at all these people. And I thought, whew, I made it through the worst part. Trust me, it's going to be hard. Nobody said it's going to be easy. But you're going to make it because they're going to give you that medicine to make it stop. They gave me shots in my butt to make me stop throwing up. They made me, but it was hard. It was. But you know what? That sickness, if you'll remind yourself of that sickness, how bad that was, you won't go back to it. I guarantee you. And if you do, you slap crazy. Of course, that's the insanity part, ain't it? Because some of us have and went back, not me. You couldn't pay me to be that sick again. Good Lord, that's just, I'm lucky I didn't die. I was in hotel rooms. I lived in hotel rooms for 6 months out there. And all by myself. I mean, I don't know how I made it. I really don't. Because I can't count the times I woke up on the floor by myself. Like, how'd I get here? You know what I mean? Where was I? Oh, and I remember thinking about the people. They were all so welcoming and loving and, encouraging. And I cried. I didn't want to leave. But I knew my husband, Country, was getting out of prison, and I didn't want him in the streets by himself. We ended up living in a tent by Twin Hills Park. And that an old man had bought me and him to help us out. Michael. He's a Navy admiral and retired. And he bought us everything we needed for camping because we were both going to stay sober. And I remember how hard it was out there living like that. Only I got out 8 days. But I was determined. I said, I'm never going back. You can't pay me to go back to that crap. I don't want to be sick like that. And let me tell you something else to do. Whenever you feel like using, if you change your action at that very moment you feel like using, get up and go do something. Change your thinking to change how you feel. It's that simple. It's not that fucking hard. It's not that. But if you sit there and dwell on it, and oh God, I would like a shot. Oh God. Or if you start talking about it with friends, that's what they call romancing the drug. Don't do that. Don't give power to that thing. That demon. You're conjuring up that demon. Don't give power to it. Remember the bad things it done to you. Don't glorify it. Because that's how Satan fools you. And I'm no Bible thumper, but I just know the basics. And I know I used to be on a radio station, but that's where I learned the stuff. But I went to Christian school when I was a kid. But I'm no Bible thumper. I don't go to AA anymore, but I did back in the day in Tampa when I was, when I was younger. I got the basics down. I did go to NA and AA back then, and 12-step program is awesome. But for me, I don't know. I believe it's easy if you want to. If you really want it, you're not going to use. It's easy if you want to, period. But there are triggers, So if you have to identify your triggers and get up, change your action at that moment to change how you feel. And it will take away your urge. That's all you got to do. I used to tell Country that all the time, but he'd sit there. No, I don't want to. Like a baby. I said, well, then you can't complain about it. If you ain't willing to change it, you got to be willing to change it. Call somebody. That's the biggest thing you can do. Call somebody if you get the urge. Immediately. Say, stop me. I'm feeling like using. Stop me. You know what I mean? Call me. I'll coach you. I've been out here in Laurel Hill, just me and God. I ain't been going to NA, ain't been doing nothing. Because it's way out here and I can't get to it. I don't have a car, for God's sake. But I don't need that because it's easy. I go to aftercare once a month and I take a drug test. But the main thing is I don't want it. And you have to keep telling yourself in your head. And about dreams. You're going to have these dreams. About the third month you're clean, And you're going to be all happy. Your emotions are going to be everywhere. One day you're going to be crying. Sometimes you might cry for hours. Then you'll laugh for hours because you have a chemical imbalance. So through the first year, you're going to go through a lot of changes, especially those first months. I remember thinking, God, I can't wait to where that person is over there right now in this group. And I was sitting there sick, and I'm thinking, and they knew I was thinking that, and they said, don't worry, you'll get there. Just keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say in NA and stuff. And it works if you work it, that kind of thing. And I don't know, groups are different from the way it was back then, but it does. You read the 12-step program, you follow the advice of these people, even if it's just basic, even if you don't follow all of the advice, follow the basic steps and you'll beat it. It's easy if you want to. That's all I can say. And I'm rooting for you, and I'm praying for you. And my friend called me from Phoenix House, and I'm so proud of you, baby. And I hope you see this video. And I'm so proud. God's got a calling on your life. You're here for a reason. Everybody's here for a reason, but not everybody makes it out. You know, I remember when on the streets, our group, like, you know how everybody hangs in groups and stuff, our group, Sonia, she OD'd. She was the first one in Crestview, I believe, back then, a long time ago, that OD'd. And it was like a big shocker because people weren't ODing. People were just doing pills and all this other shit, and, you know, just to numb our pain. Most of us were older people with back pains and problems, you know. And then we hear Sonia die. Oh my God, I cried my eyes out at this woman's funeral. Everybody loved Sonia. And then it was, what? Then it was Rodney Parks. Then freaking James Remkes. And gosh, it just seemed Skylar. And then James Fagan. And it was like one right after other. I started a thing on my wall on Pearl Street that everybody that was dying, we would put their name on my house outside, a big wall, so that we could remember them. You know, because we didn't realize that half our freaking neighborhood's names were going to be up there. But that was our memorial wall. They ended up tearing that house down on Pearl Street. But for those that remember, that was my safe house. And one year for wintertime, I had everybody in there, had like 22 homeless people in there just to keep them warm. That's how I lost my apartment in the other place. I had like all these homeless people inside there hanging out with me because that was my street family after I lost my son to my ex-husband who stole him. Cops helped him steal him. But without that street family, I would have never made it through that pain of losing my son. You know, we looked out for each other. We formed families, brothers, sisters, aunties. Oh, that's my uncle. Oh, that's my, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't have that other family. And Babu, he's one of my children, and I just love him. You know, I feed him, clothe him. You look out for each other. I wasn't just you know, I did other things. I gotta watch what I say. I'm blessed to be alive, and I'm so grateful that you're alive too, Babu. And I don't know what ever happened to Michael Manning. Does anybody know Michael Manning and where he is? He has a cousin, I think, in Destin. I thought he went to prison for 5 years, but 5 years, it's been 5 years. He should be out by now, and I ain't heard from him. And then that was my boo. Or my Abner. I heard his mother died, and I ain't heard from him. I worry. I think back, and I'm like, where did my children go? You know, my brothers, my sisters. I hope to God they're okay. Abner looks like that rapper. And I swear I can't think his name right now, but he looks just like that rapper guy. It's not 6ix9ine. It's some dude that hangs with or somebody around that group or something. Anyway, if you're out there, Abner, I love you. Mama Marty's still clean, and I'm rooting for you. And hit me up. And anybody else that needs to talk, I'm here for you too. I'm going to go dye my hair and put on some new extensions because I bought some hair. 4th of July tomorrow, y'all. Let's thank our veterans. It's Independence Day. Anyway, have a great day. I'm going to celebrate with my godfather, Brian Norbeck, who, I might add, took me to rehab that morning. And I might say pressure picked me up that night. Oh, and the football player that died. Oh my gosh, everybody knowed him. He just recently died. He's the one that helped me stop puking that night. After pressure picked me up, we went and seen him. Started with a V. I can't think his name. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. I can see his face in my head. Anyway, he used to be a Dallas Cowboy football player. I believe it was. And everybody loved him. He was staying with Rags and his mother. I wonder how she is. There's so many people I want to go check on, and I can't. People, places, and things are a big, big deal. If you get in dirt, you're going to get dirty. Get in mud, you're going to get mud on you. Now that I'm 5 years clean, I can be around people and it doesn't bother me. But when you're first getting clean, you're like a baby, so go easy on yourself. Give yourself grace. Use a lot of massagers on your legs, your back that first week. It'll help you get through it. Hot showers, hot showers, hot showers. Some people do it cold turkey. I don't know how, because you can die that way. Best way is to have nurses helping you. Medicated assisted treatment. People say, oh, that's a crutch. Bullshit. It's like taking insulin for a diabetic. We're addicts. We need help. And you can die from that shit. It's best stuff their government made it with nowadays. But anyway, I love y'all. God bless. I'll try this again.